Welcome! Welcome to week 6 of PSHS 6240 here at George Washington University. I just want to start off with quick announcements. I think we had a good Adobe Connect session last week. Again, Group 2 did a good job. I look forward to Group 3 in a week and a half. What I want to emphasize for Group 3 is you will do your presentation on the Boston Marathon attack intelligence failure. I'll just say that again, on the Boston Marathon attack. So please focus your brief on that. And I would ask that two things. One, if you're still doing paper 3, which would be everyone else, you might want to sit on that, because usually they provide, the group that goes can provide information that's important for your paper going forward. I will also say in that week 3, as I mentioned to group 2, I'm going to have a job talk. Meaning I will talk about careers in the defense community, internships, intelligence community, breaking into these jobs, contractors, things that are relevant to you. So I'll take a few minutes and discuss that in detail. So the first part of the next Adobe section will be, again, Boston Marathon intelligence failure, and then the next 30 minutes will be about jobs and careers. And then paper 2 is due now, tomorrow, yesterday, depending on whenever you're watching this. But I look forward to the paper on reading your papers this week, and it should take me about 2 weeks to get them back to you. So review of week 5, again, CT strategy, U.S. You saw what the U.S. has done well, what the U.S. has not done well. Those assignments I gave are some of them are a couple years old, which is good because I want you to start thinking about how the strategy has evolved since then. Maybe there was pitfalls in the strategy that was proposed, and maybe those lessons learned from a couple of years ago might still be applicable now. And then we looked at EU strategy, and that's kind of a precursor into what we're going to talk about week 6 and in other respects. The EU has the same issues. They had issue with Islamic extremism. They now have an issue with right-wing extremism. And the questions that came up, how do you monitor, how do you survey these lone wolves, less organized folks, is a critical point. And then you have the Israeli comparisons as well. So week 6 preview, lots of documentaries, lots of documentaries that'll get you set up for the final paper. So the 9/11 report, just the chapter on that, discuss the way forward for 9/11. The National Geographic documentary. The link is broken, and I'm trying to find the National Geographic Inside 9/11 documentary. It's not on Disney Plus. It's not on other avenues. If you can find it, please let me know. I checked YouTube and Vimeo, but if you want to check it again, it's called National Geographic Inside 9/11. Please let me know so I can share it. And it's a great documentary, definitely worthy of watching. The Nova Inside NSA documentary, again, you'll see the failures to prevent 9/11 in this case. And then the BBC documentary on the Christmas Day underwire bomber in 2009. So this week is kind of broken into 9/11. What was the intelligence failures surrounding 9/11? And then despite the billions, trillions spent in the aftermath of 9/11, why do we still have these intelligence failures? And that's, we're going to study the underwear bomber. We're going to also study the other case studies. But think about, the Orlando shooter and all the other right-wing extremists that we've had, Charleston and other places. Why do we still have these issues going forward? And that should cover week 6 in pretty much detail. And if there's questions or issues, let me know.